We are sitting firmly in mid-table with Kaiserslautern, but today we have one of our toughest tests yet. We face Stuttgart, who have scored by far the most goals in the league as of yet, and we have to hope they don't smash us to bits. Let's get into the episode today and see how the lads get on. Welcome back then guys to the Red Devil Revival here on LS Plays FM for now episode 16 of our series. Now, as I just mentioned in the intro, we've had a pretty okay time as of late. We are sitting firmly in mid-table, top half type position. We're up there in 7th place and things are going about as expected, if not maybe slightly better. But today we have some major tests. We take on Stuttgart at home, who are just banging in goals for fun. Of course, last episode they managed to score 8 against their opponents. And also we are facing Sandhausen away. Now though, before we do get going, if you did miss that previous episode guys, then there will be a link right above me to take you back to that previous episode so you can see quite how we did get on in our league double header. And also guys, before we do carry on with today's video, if you do enjoy the episode here today, please do chuck a like down onto the video. As I always say, it massively does help the channel out. And if you're looking forward to seeing any more of my content here on YouTube, then do make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell to be notified when any of my content here on YouTube goes live. Now then though guys, let's get into today's episode properly. I'll run through all what happened in between the last episode and this one, and of course we'll get into the matches as well. But before we do, one little thing I just want to mention is I am going to be considering changing up the release time of the Red Devil Revival series. At the moment it's always been 6 PM Monday, Wednesday and Friday. I am wondering guys what you would think of me releasing the videos earlier on in the day at 1 PM on Monday, Wednesday and Friday. There will be a link down in the pinned comment to a Twitter poll I will set up that should go live hopefully just before the video here on Friday goes up, and as to what your thoughts on it are. If you do want me to do it, then obviously go and let me know down in the comments, let me know over on the Twitter poll, and if there's enough consensus and so on, we will look for next week just to test it out initially to go live earlier at 1 PM for Monday, Wednesday and Fridays. The reason being is makes life a little bit easier for myself, but also because the analytics for the whole YouTube channel, it reckons we're better to go live at those times. So let me know what you think of that, if you prefer it or not, or if you're not fast, if you just watch it kind of whatever time it's out, then I say just let me know down in the comments and over in the poll. But let's get into the episode properly. If we go to our schedule, we'll have a look to see what went on last time out. Of course, when we were playing the matches last time, we had Fortuna Düsseldorf and Greuther Fürth, 2 difficult opponents, but we managed to get 3 points from the available 6. And then we followed that up, rather surprisingly, up against second position in the league, Jan Regensburg at the time, and we got a 2-2 draw. We were very unlucky, to be honest. We could very nearly won this. They scored in the 94th minute, did Regensburg, to nick a point from the game. It was a bit of a shame, really, but when I actually looked at the stats of the game, it was probably a fair result. We then followed that up, though, going away to, I think, second bottom at the time, Holstein Kiel, I'm not too sure how you pronounce it, and we beat them 2-1. A brace from Preveljak. He has scored, I think, 4 goals in his last 4 games, because in fact he went about 7 or 8 games without a single goal. He's playing a lot better now, and I've changed up a little bit how we're playing in terms of where players are playing in the squad. In terms of second Bundesliga, as I've already said, we're sitting up there in 7th place, doing pretty well, sitting top half. But first up today is Stuttgart in a really, really tough game. And then we face mid-table Sandhausen in a game which hopefully should be a little bit easier. But now I've said that, we'll probably go and lose both just to go and rub salt into the wounds. But in terms of how we are looking for the game, we are going with Klapikas in net, with Hubner, Kobold and Kevin Kraus. It's then Butzen at right back, Hercher at left back, Kabay and Kirsch as the 2 central midfielders. It's then Ritter as the attacking midfielder and Mulatieri as the shadow striker. Playing this way has allowed Preveljak especially to thrive. He has, as I say, been scoring a lot more goals, and Mulatieri's got 3 in the last 3 games as well, I think, playing in this manner. So things are definitely working out, and then Preveljak will be starting up front. We'll see how it gets on in the first game. If it doesn't work, we may change back to the regular style in the second game of today's episode. Let's submit the side and see how we do for this opening game of today's episode. I'm hoping we don't get absolutely battered. There's a damn good chance it could happen. Nabil Bentaleb, can I just say, who's in the midfield for Stuttgart. He, of course, is the former Spurs and Schalke man. He is far too good for this league, like well above the average level of players in this division. And I think he's top goal scorer. He was at one stage top goal scorer. He has like 7 or 8 goals in 12 matches for Stuttgart. So yeah, he's having a fantastic year, and that is from central midfield. So I am a little bit worried about how we're going to get on here. But saying that, we're 10 minutes in and we haven't conceded, which I'll be honest is better than I thought would be happening. But who knows how it's going to quite end up. It's in a very nervy, drab match so far. We're the only team of the two to have a shot on target inside the opening 30 minutes. Okay, here we go. First highlight, Podence. I presume that's the former Wolves player. Crosses it in. And is that getting given offside? Sargent put it in the back of the net. A player we very nearly signed, actually, in the summer on loan. Stuttgart were willing to let him go out on loan, but then they changed their mind, or he turned us down. I can't remember what way round it was. But he didn't join us in the end, and it has been disallowed. Sargent was apparently offside. The Podence corner went in. Vajkovic headed it in, and then, yeah, Sargent was just offside. It was very close there. We got away with that one just a little bit there. Very lucky indeed. I'll be honest, Stuttgart's side, there are some really top quality players in that team. The right winger for Stuttgart, I can never say his name, it's like Wamang Gituka or something. He's so pacey for this division. Like, he is unfairly pacey at his division. I think he's got 18 pace or something and like 16 or 17 acceleration. The man is a machine, and yeah, you got to be careful against players like that, especially with our defenders. Our defenders aren't the quickest in the world, that's sure. Daniel Podence here going on a run. Thankfully Krapikas has that one nice and easily. If we can get in at half time level, I will most definitely take it. But considering the fact that we are often will win a game, draw a game, lose a game, at the moment the last 2 results have been a win and a draw. So inevitably it does mean we will lose today. But currently things are going okay in the match mode. I'm going to say it's time for everyone to dig in and give everything you've got left tonight. And other than Kraus, no one else was really fast. We'll say we weren't that bad. I'm saying to midfielders and the attackers, I'm not happy because we haven't seen anything really from them in the game. So hopefully give a little bit of a kick up the backside, can get a decent reaction out of them. I noticed as well there's some fitness issues by looks at it for the Stuttgart team. Now, okay, I've actually just made some subs as I'm talking about it. I'm going to make my own subs as well. We're just not seeing enough. I'm going to sub off Ritter for Salas, and I'm also going to sub off Butson, I think, for Diagne at right back. We'll see how those 2 changes come on. They're just going to be coming on as fresh legs. They're not going to change anything up tactically. I will definitely take a point up against Stuttgart here. I really will. I don't want to risk kind of upsetting the apple cart. Saying that though, Stuttgart have just changed to a 5-2-3 formation instead of their 4-2-3-1. So it looks like maybe they're going a little bit more defensive as well. I'm going to make a change as well just because of fitness issues and stuff. Hurts is struggling with fitness. We'll get Villa on at left back. He's also booked. I don't want to risk a card for him. Okay, we've got a highlight here in the 86th minute. The only one we've seen so far the second half. Don't lose it now. This will be gutting. Hang on, Kabai. Can we counter-attack? Salas here, the youngster. He's got fresh legs now. Of course, having come on in about the 65th minute. Diagne as well, fresh on the pitch. Come on, Diagne. He's done... Oh, no. Okay, he's got away with it. I was about to say he's done very little for us since he's arrived since the summer. Hang on, Kabai. He's got the ball in the end. Mulletieri. Oh, I thought he was going to win the header. I thought we were going to have a last-gasp winner. Hang on, Mulletieri. I don't think he's on. I don't think he's on. I think it's going to get disallowed. It's a great finish. Bit of a mistake from Kobel, the Stuttgart keeper, but I do think the referee is going to take this away from us. They're checking it in VAR because, of course, they are. They always do. And surprise, is what happened in every stream, in every episode so far since we've been in the second division. There's been a disallowed goal due to offside. I think every episode since the beginning of the season 2. I'm not too sure. I might be getting that mixed up. But another highlight here. 88 minutes. The game has suddenly sprung to life. Mulletieri, he's hit the bar. Oh, Samuel Mulletieri, maybe we should have nicked this. You look at the XG, we've had almost double Stuttgart's XG. Unluckily, we haven't come away with 3 points, but considering my fears at the beginning of the game, I will take a 0-0. That is sure. I'm going to say, well done, lads. You've proved a lot of people wrong, and they're all looking over the moon about that as well. I cannot believe the fact we've just taken a point against Stuttgart. I mean, we're still miles and miles away from the top 3. We're 8 points behind Regensburg, who have a game in hand. But brilliant performance there from the lads, most definitely is. Now though, we have to go and take on Sandhausen away. It's absolutely miles away in the game. It's 24 days away for whatever reason. I think there's a German Cup game before it and there's also an international break. So I'll see you for that game in a few seconds. For me, it'll probably be around about 20 minutes, but I'll see you there very shortly. Here we are then now for the second game of the episode. I've gone through that massive period of time that the team wasn't playing. I don't really understand why they weren't. I scheduled some friendlies in between. But we've had a slight issue during that time because I thought we'd just relax and get the players some time off. But no, the old man in Johan Kabay has gone and done his hip in and is out for 3 months. So basically Kabay is out now until at least probably the end of the January if we're lucky. So we've got no deep line playmaker. Well, we do, but our primary deep line playmaker is now out of the squad for a good chunk of time. Regardless, the team is now looking as follows. It's Karapikas in net, then Hubner, Kobold. I've then brought Flavio Ramos in as our left-sided centre-back. Butson in at right-back. Villa is going to come in at left-back for a game today. Salas is then coming in as a deep line playmaker, of course, with Kabay now out of the squad. Earhart is coming back in as the ball-winning midfielder. Now his suspension has been fulfilled. Then Ritter is the attacking midfielder. Militieri still as a shadow striker. And Prevolyak still as the advanced forward. So that's how we're going to line up. It's pretty strong nonetheless, even without Kabay. But it's just a shame because without Kabay's passing, we do find, or at least I find anyway, that we lack a bit of vision and creativity from the middle of the park. But let's get into the game here with Sandhausen away. It's going to be a pretty, I reckon, even game. We're two very much mid-table sides, so we'll have to see quite how we get on here, especially away from home at Sandhausen. It's going to be a difficult one. I'm going to say to the lads to go out there and give these fans their money's worth. No one gave a damn, apparently, about what I said and about the idea of giving the fans their money's worth, but thankfully saying I have faith in them, managed to sort the majority of the lads out. Sandhausen going with a flat 4-4-2. They're on some pretty dreadful form, and it's also worth noting with Sandhausen, in their attacking lineup is Lucas Spalvis, our former striker from last season who didn't play very many games. He's starting for a second division side, despite the fact he barely started for us. They paid us, what, about 200 grand in the summer? So it'll be interesting to see how he gets on. I think he's played 12 games and got 3 goals, so he's having about as much luck as our strikers this season. So, yeah, not going fantastically well for him. Inevitably, though, he will now score against us here today. But I will be honest, I will take another point. After the draw with Stuttgart, I'll take a point here with Sandhausen. Hang on, a mistake there. And Prevolyak has scored again. What is going on? I think that's 2 episodes in a row that we've had a Prevolyak goal. I never thought I would see the day where our striker, who is normally crap, has scored in 2 episodes in a row and has got 5 goals in about 6 games. Really, really good stuff from Shmerl Prevolyak there up front for us. The Bosnian, I think he's actually a Bosnian international. I think he has played for the international side. Are we going to go and get a second goal? Are the lads actually thinking that they want to bother turning up for 2 games in a row? I never thought that would happen either. We could be on for some truly uncharted ground here at the moment with a draw against a much tougher opposition and then a goal from a striker who never normally scores and then maybe a win as well. Maybe an undefeated episode. The lads are really treating everyone here today, aren't they? That is for sure. Deary me. But I'll stop the sarcasm now with the boys. And if we now done it, it'll probably go, well, you know what, boss, sod you then. We'll go and concede. But Militieri here on the ball. Come on. Samuel. What an effort from Samuel Militieri. He went for it. I didn't think he had that in his locker, but he certainly went for it, and it was not a bad little effort. It's worth noting if results stay as they are, we'll be moving up to 6th in the league table. We'll still be way, way off of the top 3 spots, which, I mean, I'm not aiming for whatsoever this season. Just as I keep saying, the goal for the year is to stay up and just consolidate, and then we build to try and push on promotion for next season. Of course, with January coming up, it means that we're going to be probably making some more additions to the squad. We still have a decent amount of money available, so there is that opportunity there. But we got it at half-time. A very, very quiet game, all things considered, other than the Prevolyak goal, which was a mistake really from the corner, and that long shot from Militieri. Very, very little to see. Sandhausen especially have done absolutely nothing. Their 4-4-2 is being hampered, it would seem, by our 5-2-2-1 tactic. I'm going to say don't get complacent out there. Most of the lads do agree. I'll say to the midfielders, you weren't that bad. Unfortunately, I couldn't get Militieri on side. But let's get out of here for the second half and see how we do. Okay, highlight pretty early on. Is it going to be a chance for us or one for Sandhausen? Of course, they've done absolutely nothing, so inevitably it will be their chance, and they'll no doubt go and score from it. But I hope it doesn't happen. Hang on, lovely ball. Salas to Prevolyak. Prevolyak has scored twice? My goodness, and it was a great finish as well. I mean, it was a complete and utter mix-up from the goalkeeper. A decent ball by Salas, just played the ball up into a dangerous area. Prevoljak runs onto it, and then he smashes it in off the post. Come on, Prevoljak. I really should stop giving him stick, because he's actually doing all right now. He's now got his 6th for the season. I mean, he had a terrible, terrible start. Do not get me wrong. He went 8 games without a goal, but then has scored 6 in his last 5 now. 6 in his last 6. So, you know, fair play to him. He's bounced back, and I think definitely having him as the striker and Mulichieri in behind is definitely the correct thing to do. I'm going to make some subs though. I'm getting told I should drop Salas for Enzo Zidane. So we'll go ahead and do that, but I also want to sub off Mulichieri because he's not having a great game. So I'm going to put Ritter in behind. We'll then get Mulichieri off for Enzo Zidane. I'm then going to sub off Salas for our youngster, Diogo Monteiro de Oliveira. He is a Luxembourg international. He's not great, but he's a young 18-year-old. He's got a decent bit of potential. He's a homegrown player at the club. So if I can get some game time here and now, I wouldn't mind doing that. And if now I made that change, we'll probably go and throw this game away. But hopefully that does not happen. Hang on, Ritter. No, it can't be a Prevoljak hat-trick. Okay, it's not, because he's absolutely shanked that and stuck that 50,000 miles wide of the post. But unlucky there, a lovely ball there though from Ritter. Another highlight here, much busier second half, that is for sure. The first half was drab as anything. Hang on, Lynette here. Sandhausen almost got themselves a goal back there. We do need to be a little bit careful that we don't let them get back into this game. They've done nothing at all match. We don't want to end up throwing this away. So I'm just going to balance, be a little bit more time wasting, be more disciplined. And we're also going to make that final substitution we have available to us. I think what we'll do is I will make the same change I made last game. I'm going to sub off Butson. We're going to get Diagne on. I'm also going to tell Diagne to go more defensive. And we're going to stop the overlap on that right-hand side. I think doing so will just make us a little bit more solid at the back. And hopefully shouldn't have him pushing up as much. We'll also go cautious. Okay, a highlight here. 86.5 minutes played. It's over the bar. We'll definitely be going cautious. Then we'll also be playing more frequently, time wasting, and we will pass into space, or we'll stop passing into space even, and hopefully now see this game out. It's into stoppage time now. There's a highlight in the 92nd minute. We can see now it's going to become very much squeaky bum time for the last few minutes. Oh, lovely tackle there, mate. Very good stuff. The youngster De Oliveira there to Ritter. Prevoljak, he's got his hat-trick. Considering we are the side in the league that does not score goals, I've got no idea where Prevoljak's performance today has come from and where the 3 goals from us have come from. Because as I say, we just don't score goals. But now he has apparently decided to go and turn up. Lovely ball there from De Oliveira. Nice assist from Ritter. And then Prevoljak, great little finish. Don't know what the keeper was doing. He just basically fell over. But we will most definitely take that. What a performance. A 9.2 from Prevoljak. I keep giving him stick. But what a game from the lad. And what a game from the team overall. So well done, lads. They all look over to me about that. And indeed, it puts us up there into 6th position in the league table. I can't believe we've gone and won that game and obviously got a draw with Stuttgart. I didn't think it would happen. I thought if we were lucky, we might nick a win against Sandhausen and get smashed with Stuttgart. But we have done far better than I had initially expected. Of course, to say we're up there in 6th place and things are definitely looking very good. We are 9 points clear of Dresden in 16th, and we are 12 clear as well of Holstein Kiel down in 17th place. Still though, of course, that wraps up the matches for today's episode. But in terms of our schedule, what we're going to come back for next time around, because of the way that German football works, there is the winter break coming up very shortly. We only have 2 games left until we get to the winter break, because normally the German Cup 2nd or 3rd round gets played in between these games would normally take place. So what we're going to do is I'm going to play through the Erzgebirge and Karlsruhe game off screen, even though Karlsruhe is a local derby. I think it makes sense to kind of jump ahead. And then what we'll come back for is I'll play for the entirety of January, do all the transfers, anything like that. I'll play the Erdingen game off screen, and then we'll come back for the Nuremberg game at home at the very beginning of February. Therefore, what I can do is I can run through any transfers we make, and then we'll play Nuremberg for just the 1 match in next episode. And of course, that'll all be coming on Monday as well though, guys. And as I mentioned earlier, if you want to let me know about what you think of in terms of releasing the video at 1 PM from next week, head over to the link poll down in the pinned comment, and of course let me know down in the comments. And then if you all want me to, we'll release Monday's video out at 1 PM. If not, then of course it'll just stick at the 6 PM release time as well. But guys, that will all be coming in Monday's episode. Overall though, guys, that just wraps up this video here today. And I've got to be honest, we have performed far better than I actually expected us to do so. As I say, the draw with Stuttgart is by far what has blown me away more than anything. A 0-0, keeping a clean sheet against a side that prolific. I cannot quite believe. And on top of that, we then went away to Sandhausen and stuck 3 goals past them. I think that's the first time all season we've scored 3 goals in any match at all. And the hat-trick from Previak was far more than I expected to be possible from that lad on loan. But regardless though guys, I really do hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, please do chuck a like down onto it. As I always say, every like on each video massively does help the channel out. And if you're looking forward to seeing any more of my content here on YouTube, such as my FM21 tactic videos, experiment videos, or the Red Devil Revival series, then do make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell to be notified when any of my content here on YouTube goes live. But guys, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again next time.